So yeah, JD in the Duffle Bag podcast, myself, Chuckie online. We are back again, and this is Miniminter. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Spud me, bro. Spud me. What's going on?
Not a lot, to be honest. Lockdown. Can't do anything, so.
Yeah, do you know what? This one, I'm not going to lie, this one feels a little bit different to the first one, because the first one was like, we couldn't even leave our house at all, really.
I'll say that like it's changed my life. I didn't leave it anyway, so it's fine.
Sometimes it feels cool to just say, you know what, it's a lockdown and we can't do. To be fair, I feel like with the line of work that we do, we have been able to capitalize on the fact that people are staying in their house by just making content. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is the most I've done. Like this podcast is the most I've done outside my house for.
Is it? Yeah.
For months, yeah. So.
Before we even get into any type of conversation, I wanted to start off a little bit like this. We're recording this conversation at a time where the new PlayStation 5 has come out and the new Xbox has come out, and the new Xbox is out, right?
Yeah.
And I am new-ish to gaming, so I still have my old Xbox, that I just got recently. I don't even know.
You're talking like Xbox One or like
I think it's
Xbox.
I got an Xbox One.
Okay.
So how old is that?
That's like 5 years.
Right.
I sound like 4 years.
Can I tell you this now, bro? Because I just started playing again recently,
Okay.
I feel like I'm still in the future. So see like how everyone is like really excited about how this is going to look or whatever. Bro, I'm playing FIFA 20 and it is the littest thing to me, bro. Seriously.
Playing FIFA 20.
I'm playing FIFA 20, bro, and I'm still like, to me, I'm like, oh, what? Look at the way man's doing the Cruyff turn. And like, to me, it's like, it still feels like I still got that excitement from this old thing while you are having the excitement for the new thing. It's
Wait,
nuts
how
to me.
old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 30 and change.
Okay. 'Cause that's... Don't worry.
Why?
No, you're sounding kind of old, right?
For real, no, but you know what it is, yeah? I was never really a gamer like that anyway. Okay, so like, I had a console when I was young just because everyone had it, but ultimately I was just active with just being outside and whatnot while everyone used to play games. But like, more so, I just kind of watched everyone. I used to enjoy sitting down and watching people play more than anything. Do you know what I mean?
So you can understand YouTube like a lot then? Because a lot of people say like, oh, why'd you watch someone play games? Why don't you just play them yourself? But if you used to watch people, you can understand why.
Bro, you just made me deep it.
No? You know what I mean?
Now, do you know what? Now you've made me feel like a hypocrite.
No, I don't. I didn't mean
no,
like
do you
that.
know why? Because like when my little brother first started watching, like people online playing, I never used to understand that. So I used to be like, oh, like bro, like why? Like he used to sit there and just watch people play COD, for time, and I'd be like, I didn't understand that. But then. When you think about it, like I used to sit in.
That's what it is.
Oh my God! So what is that? Did you know that there was did you feel like there was a market for that at the time?
Well, I started because of KSI, JJ. But I mean, like I grew up watching my oldest brother play games, so I always kind of understood it. Like I watched JJ play FIFA. I watched other people play COD, etc. So I mean, I started quite late in terms of. Everyone I work with, they all started before me.
Right.
So I didn't really like see an opening in the market kind of thing.
I just obviously saw what these guys did.
Them and,
yeah. Did you have the new PlayStation?
Yeah, it's sick. It's so sick.
What is different this time around?
Yeah, I don't know.
See? Yeah. It's like the phone.
Well, I say it's sick as in like I've played a couple new games on it and I like those games. I can't tell the difference yet.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. All right, let me try to get to know you and understand you, because you're someone I've seen around for a bit, but more, not even just because of the work that you do, you know, but because of a friend that you have called George, yeah?
Okay.
And it's funny because we have a new mutual friend. So that's like, I've seen you a lot more so through him and whatnot, yeah? But like, you are obviously part of a group, as well as obviously having your own thing, but a part of a group that, as far as I'm concerned, and you can correct me later on down the line, I feel changed a hell of a lot of things, yeah? And even though, you know, you guys are called the Sidemen, in that group. Yeah, I just find it's so interesting that you have so many mains in one side. It's like it's nuts to me how you have all of these mains in one side. But I want to go like a little bit to the beginning with you. Did you grew up in Hemel Hempstead, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about like just painting the scenery for me, like when you from being a kid in Hemel Hempstead.
I mean, grew up 2 older brothers. Hemel Hempstead, went to school in Berkhamsted. Met JJ there, KSI.
Yeah.
Year 7
In school.
Yeah, and that kind of I was literally friends with him from then till now obviously.
Yeah.
And then I mean, I'd honestly very boring life. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Yeah.
Private school, normal, like
Yeah.
which I get abused for a lot.
Right.
So,
And I got that in my notes because I noticed that like that's
I thought
a
I
thing.
had to say it before someone
yeah.
else before you said it.
No, but I wouldn't roast you for that.
Yeah.
And I was gonna bring that up. Like, why has that been such a thing? Do you feel like you going to a private school?
I don't know. I think it's always 2 of the guys, Josh and Toby, Zerka and Toby Jizzle, they went to what's the other school? What's the grammar school?
Okay.
So it's like as good as a private school, but it's free.
Right.
So they roast me for that. They're like, "Why would you waste your money?" It's just stuff like that kind of thing. And admittedly, my school was terrible.
Serious?
Like, yeah.
So it wasn't like it was a private school, but it wasn't like what made it terrible?
Like, I mean, not terrible in terms of like, everyone was like mean or anything. Not like that.
Yeah.
As in, it was just everyone's grades were so bad compared to other, like you'd expect,
Right.
private schools a better education, etc. Stuff like that. That's what you'd normally expect to pay for.
Yeah, of course.
But like everyone was failing. Everyone was like, I had countless times where I'd do like this sounds weird that I'm complaining about this, but like my Spanish GCSE, we had 2 years where we learned the curriculum, and then we did the test, and we'd learnt the wrong curriculum for 2 years.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So we had to take a different test like last minute and just hope that what we had learned, we knew the basics, and that's it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, where it's like, I mean, I don't really care now because obviously,
yeah,
it's
I guess like
worked out well.
Exactly, most of the stuff that you ended up like learning in school, you never even ended up using
not at all.
in your life. But then you went and travelled for a tiny bit, right? Because I know there was a period where you was trying to get into uni, didn't get the right grades or whatever.
So I didn't get into like the choices I made, like Manchester, Leeds, etc. So I took a year out and I went to Ghana for 2.5 months.
Stop.
Okay.
We have to talk about that.
Okay.
Ghana for 2.5 months.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. I taught football there. I don't know. I just wanted to teach football somewhere, or like coach football, and I went to projects abroad, and they had like 2 or 3 open at the time. One of them was Ghana, and I just thought like, this one sounds sick. I knew someone, my brother's friend, had gone there previously and said like, yeah, it's amazing. So I just went there and.
That's how did you find it though? Like, how did you find? Because I'm assuming that this was the first time that you'd moved away from home like that, right? For that period of time, and being in such a different, like culturally, different scenario and just way of life. Like, how did you find that?
I mean, definitely a shock to the system, but loved every minute of it. Obviously, like the stuff, like, so we lived in like quite a decent house, but there was about 7 of us kind of thing. Things like no electricity, you're showering with like a small bucket of water kind of thing like that.
I did that still.
That's like
I did that. Jamaica. When I first went to Jamaica, I was like, I stayed in the country in Linstead, and like showering out of a bucket and stuff like that. And you know what? At first, when I knew that was something I had to do, I can't lie, I was not happy.
Yeah, you realise it and you're like, really, this for a while? And then after a couple of days, it's all right.
Yeah,
like,
you
calm.
just get, it's so funny we just we climatize quite quick, innit? Like we climatize, even with the COVID thing. Like I feel like, I know there's a lot of people that still find it very difficult and whatnot, but like, I feel like there's a lot of people have in some way adapted to the scenario that we're in, and it's almost the same thing, right?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but one thing I wish I'd done though was kind of acclimatise traveling around a bit more, because I was there for 2.5 months, and it took me a month and a half before we started traveling out at weekends, because we had the weekends off. So we'd literally we'd spend like Friday night, we'd go somewhere else in Ghana, and then stay there till Sunday night and then come back. But we didn't do that for the first month and a half because we were all kind of a bit
shook.
I hear
that.
Just going out in the middle of nowhere, because we had times where we went one place like far up north, and there was no hotels available.
Right.
So we literally, the two guys who ran the hotel, they said, "Oh, you can stay in our flat," kind of thing.
Sick.
And we went, and it was a room, I'd say a quarter of this. Literally, it fit a single bed, and that was it. Like, it had a single bed, and that was it for two of us.
Bro.
And these two guys we've never met before were just like, "Oh yeah, here you go. We'll be back in the morning." This wasn't in the hotel. This was their place, kind of thing. And that was kind of a scary experience, but also one of the best experiences.
Yeah.
Because we literally put our full trust in those two people.
Right.
And yeah, they were really nice. So
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's sick. So obviously football's been a part of your life for a little while, even though I know you was teaching it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was you not trying to pursue that as a thing?
I tried. I had like district trials once. Didn't get in. Kind of accepted at that point. It's not cut out for me. I had a guy in my year is now he's on the bench at West Brom. Like he got scouted at our school.
Mad.
So I kind of took that as, okay, clearly I'm not good enough to be scouted. If someone in my year is getting scouted
and you're not,
they know, they've seen us play. If you know what I mean. So
100%.
it's not, I don't know. It's
100%.
It is what it is. You can't expect to be scouted.
I hear that. And worst case scenario, you can always just say the knee thing. That's always a
exactly.
I could have
shoulder for me.
I could have played in it, but my knee, you know what I mean. The knee was a little bit techie in that. But even more traveling you did, right?
Yeah. Then I went to America for a month and a half as well, because my brother was teaching in Texas.
Oh, okay.
So I went and saw him, and then we did like a road trip up. So
that's sick though. I proper rate like how you was traveling like that at such a young age, and just being able to just, I don't know, just find yourself in these places and just enjoy that for what that was. Like, I feel me and my friends just wasn't like that, and I just don't know why. I
mean, that's fully out of my comfort zone.
Yeah,
that was not me. Apart from that, never.
Going to Malia was I remember me and my brothers went to Malia, yeah? Did you ever do any of them? Did you do when you was young?
I did Napa 3 times and Zante once, yeah.
Is it, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my. What was Napa like when you first went?
The first time I went...
How old was you when you went?
I think I was 18.
Right.
No, 17?
You went when you were 17?
Or 18.
And raved?
I think I was 18.
You had to have been 18.
Let's say 18. I would have been 18.
Let's say 18.
I was 18.
Yeah, let's say 18.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that... I mean, especially at school, I wasn't exactly like cool. So going to Napa, I stood out. It was genuinely the in-betweeners.
Really,
yeah, fully. Yeah, that was... Yeah. When did you go?
I went to Malia when I was 19, 20, yeah, and I felt like, oh my God, bro. That was way out. I was way out of my comfort zone. I was way out of it. But do you know what? I loved it. Like, and because it was something that was so new to me at the time, being away from home or whatever, like that. It was like, yeah, it was interesting. I think we overindulged. I'd say that. Like we
you got to do it right though, don't you? You got, if you go in, you got to go full out.
But I feel like you got to learn. Like for me, I had to learn from that. Like that moment of almost feeling like I'm gonna die. Obviously, I wasn't gonna die. But you understand what I'm saying. Like when you wake up in the morning, you think I don't know if I could do this every night.
But you did, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, all of that. But nah, those were some interesting times. So yeah, anyway, going back to like being in the States and stuff, you was there for a month and a half.
Yeah.
Obviously with your brother and stuff like that. Did you ever see yourself living out there at that point?
Not really. America's crazy. Like I could never live there. I think the only place I could live is Canada, and that's it.
Oh yeah,
because Canada's like the calm America, isn't it? So
yeah, facts.
Yeah, no, never America. It's just I don't know. It's too. I see too many things go wrong.
Yeah, I hear you.
Especially living on the internet.
Yeah, I hear you.
You see people get swatted and stuff. Like the worst I get is a pizza delivered to my house. Like, that's it. Whereas they get swatted and armed policemen come in their house. I can't deal with that.
Obviously, I know you came back and then correct me if I'm wrong. I know you was trying to study criminology or something like that.
I went to Hull.
Went to Hull?
Yeah.
Why?
It's where I got in.
Oh, is it?
That's it.
It's where they accepted you.
Yeah. I mean, I lasted a month and a half. It wasn't exactly. I didn't really go to Hull, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It is. Can I swear? Like, it's.
Go on.
It's a yeah.
Is it?
It is. I'm sorry.
How did you drop that to your parents? That you know what? I ain't even gonna do uni anymore. I'm gonna it might just be a YouTube thing.
Well, I didn't quit to do YouTube at that point.
Okay.
I quit. It was like it was a few weeks of constant pushing my parents, like I need to quit, and then there was a cut-off date where I'd have to pay the whole year because it was the first year where it went up to 9k.
Okay.
And if I didn't quit by the certain date, I had to pay 9k instead of like 2k.
Okay.
So I said to them, like, for the few weeks beforehand, I said how much I hated it constantly, and then I said, like, I have to do it this day, otherwise I'm paying 9k, and I'm not paying 9k because screw that, paying 9k for nothing basically.
Yeah, I hear that. That's a lot of peas, man.
Well, then I left and then had to look for it. My mum was like, yeah, you have to get a job then. If you're not going to uni, you got to get a job. I started looking for jobs. I say looking for jobs, like pretending to fill out applications while my mum was looking. Started filming for JJ on the side kind of thing when he wanted it. And then I started up his clothing line. Yeah,
because obviously this time anyway, JJ's through the roof now still, right? Yeah.
So I started his clothing line, ran it all out from my house.
Sick.
And during that time, I have a lot of free time, so I just started making YouTube videos. That carried on, like that spiraled.
Did his clothing line pop as well, like from when you started?
Yeah, but it popped for that time. Like nowadays, if I look back at numbers then and the numbers now, it's not even a comparison.
Yeah,
but back then, it was mad.
Yeah.
Like first day, it was like 1,000 orders, and it's just
because
that's insane back then.
That's still a madness now.
It is.
Well, actually, I guess there's levels and leagues. There's levels and leagues to it. You're right.
But if you see JJ sell something now, and you're like, oh, if he sold 1,000 albums or something, you'd think, okay, he should sell probably more. I don't know what album sales like.
Well, actually,
that's a bad choice.
Let's talk about that. So, did you see when you was with him? Yeah, was you like what type of conversations was you having in regards to that? Because naturally, there would become a point where you would want to turn those numbers into some type of currency, right? Because you've got he would have had a lot of followers and all of that, and you would think, all right, cool. How can I get them to buy into something that I have already, that I'm doing? And did he come to you with that, or did you come to him with, if you're doing X, Y, and Z and you've got all of these people, why don't you just get them to try and do this?
I mean, I'm not going to take credit for it. It was, he had said previously that he had companies like come to him and say, oh, we'll do your clothing, etc., stuff like that. But it's one of those things where you want control. So that he wanted to be able to see the products beforehand. He wanted full control. I don't want this company to sell something with my name on that I don't even like.
Yeah, I hear you.
So it was one of those things, and I said, I worked in a warehouse for like 6 months before I went to Ghana. So I knew all the packing routine and everything like that, and how to send stuff off, how to run all that. And I said, I can sort this all for you and run it. So it was kind of like a mix of both of us saying, all right, he needs someone to do it. I need something to do.
Yeah.
That works out perfectly.
And the next minute now you're seeing 1,000 of these go in a day and saying, yo, I need to get a slice of this somehow. I need to jump in there. It must have been a little bit like that. Like, yo, nah, hold on 1 second.
Well, I was just doing YouTube as like a hobby at the side. Yeah. Because I thought, okay, while I'm doing this, because I'm one of those people that I don't like doing a 9 to 5. I just do my work until it's done.
Same.
So if I got 1,000 orders, I wouldn't go, okay, I'll do my 9 to 5 today. I would stay up till 5 a.m. until everything's done, and then the next day I have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then that next day I'd think, oh, you know what? I'll just make a video today.
Yeah.
Did that, and then carried on spiraling.
Your
both.
earlier videos were mainly FIFA videos,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. I mean, that's a.
Which FIFA was this now, by the way?
That would have been my first one. Was December 2012.
2012.
So that would have been FIFA.
Do you remember who was on the cover? That's terrible, bro.
I don't.
What?
I don't. The
Does
only
anyone know
cover
in
I have,
here? Anyone? Wayne Rooney might have been.
I
Someone
was
put it
down
in the
earlier.
comments
I'm
right
thinking
now.
there's one where it's.
But don't
Rooney
Google it
in a
right now. Just
red
if you know
shirt.
it, just put it in the thing right now.
Yeah, that is bad. I should know that.
Yeah, you should know that stuff.
Yeah. I can't even play FIFA now, man.
Can't you?
No, I do. I do play FIFA, but it's painful.
Why?
The game is it's the same game every year. It's like an iPhone. It's the same game every year, but you have to just restart. You spend all year opening packs, getting this team, and then they just throw it all away. And they're like, oh yeah, here's the next FIFA. Here you go. I can't do it.
See, I was gonna say that, but I felt like, am I gonna sound mad ignorant? Because in my head, I'm like, okay, I got FIFA 20 now. I'm banging it and I'm loving it because obviously I ain't played FIFA properly in a long time. So then now I'm gonna go and spend peas to go and get the next one while I'm now opening up these packs and whatever. And then I got to start. I can't transfer over the peas. Can I not transfer? That's what they should do. If you're gonna do Ultimate Team, and if you got like, say you got 100 bags or I don't know, 200 bags or whatever. At the moment, I've got about 60 bags in there, and I've got like a relatively decent team. Yeah, I should be able to transfer the P's at the bare minimum.
But then
to
you
the
won't
new one.
spend any more. You won't spend any more on a new one. If you can transfer over, why would you spend more money on the new one?
Because I'm trying to stack.
I know, but they want you to spend more money.
Yeah, I hear you still.
Like Ultimate Team is that's their bread. They need that.
I hear that. So all right, then that brings up something interesting. Yeah, are you still filming FIFA for content at times? When was the last time you filmed FIFA for content?
Oh, I have a series now on my second channel. I've moved it from the main channel to second, so I still post it. I post it every other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is there a time or a point, where like what is the most important for you? Is it posting filming out of enjoyment? Or for what you kind of know is going to bring big traction?
I think you can find a fine line. I think you can get a good mix of both. I also have my main channel is 100% just stuff I enjoy.
Yeah, that's which is more like you do a lot of challenges and stuff like that. Yeah,
like I don't post much on there, but everything I post on there is 100% just I wanted to do that. That's fun. Like that's why I'm doing it. Yeah. The second channel is I enjoy it, but every now and then, if there's a new game that comes out and I know, okay, I need to do that because there's a lot of hype on there, I will do that.
Yeah. What if the game's dead, but
I would still do a one-off. Like, I wouldn't do multiple.
Yeah.
I'd get one off. I'd even say, this game's dead, but there's still a video on that game.
Yeah, fair.
But I think I think people can tell if you don't enjoy it as well.
Yeah, I would like to believe that you could, because the excitement doesn't translate the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Or maybe you're trying too hard to be excited about something that you're not excited about. I guess it's almost like sometimes when people ask influencers or whatnot to post about a particular brand.
Yeah, and they do the fake
and they're
smile.
like, hey, I just got this new sellotape, yeah? And the sellotape I can put round my head and I can wrap it round my neck. And it's like, you actually love the sellotape like that? You don't love the sellotape like that.
That's it's that tea. It's the tea that makes you lose weight. That's the one. That's the one that everyone promotes. That you can tell none of them have even tried it.
With that being said, though, that's another thing I'd done recently that I hadn't done for ages, which was drink tea. And I never drank tea for years, bro. No Tetley, no nothing. And then recently I tried this, what was it? Was it mint tea or something like that?
I don't drink tea.
No,
I don't drink tea or coffee. No.
All right. Anyway, let's get back to the journey, right? So, because I did jump a little bit, and I was going to ask that question a little bit later and talk about that a little bit later, but I want to just go back just a little bit more. Yeah. At what point did you realize that like this was really happening for you? Because even though you were standing next to somebody who was completely killing it in the game or whatever, like naturally there becomes a point over a time where it's like, no, actually, I'm starting to get something of my own here, and I want to start really building up on it, and putting your eggs in that basket, so to speak.
I think it was when I moved. So we moved into a house, 4 of us, and I was still doing the clothing at that point and doing YouTube, and I was posting 3 videos every day. And I think the video earnings finally outweighed the clothing earnings,
right,
for me, because I moved into this house earning probably $200 to $500 a month from YouTube.
And you moved into a yard.
Well, then I earned, I think, $1.5K a month from clothing.
Okay.
So I was earning like less than $2K a month, kind of thing. And
wait, by the way, did you lot? I know this is a bit of a personal question, yeah, but was you all made to like split it? When when someone's making the extra big bag, did the person that made the extra big bag say, you know what, I'll do 50, and then the rest of the man them can split the? Do you understand what I'm saying?
JJ did pay more.
Okay, big up JJ,
but
still.
He had a wham room.
Okay,
like I was in some attic room, like tiny room kind of thing. He had a huge room, so it was fair. And admittedly, at this time, I think he paid £700 a month. I paid $430, and then the other guys paid $430 as well.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't actually that much for rent for a house like that kind of thing.
Yeah. It was it was a really big yard actually, right?
The first one was it was pretty big, yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
And obviously a big deal considering what you guys are doing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And it literally allowed all of us to make videos together constantly.
Whose idea was that?
It was kind of...
I feel like that is a great idea. If you a house full of content creators sharing a space together, it might not be for a long period of time, but at this particular time, especially in your careers, saying, you know what, yeah, let's live together and let's just film content together.
Yeah.
In hindsight now, is such a sick idea.
Yeah, I mean, everyone does it now. There's like 100 in LA, but
that wasn't a thing when you was doing that. That wasn't a thing like that, was it really?
I can't remember if Team 10 had their house at that. Jake Paul. I don't know if he had his house at that point, because he had a team of 10 people. He took 10% of all their incomes, and then they all lived in this big house. But I don't know if that started. I feel like that might have started after us. But it may not have. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't fact check me.
But you remember whose idea that was to do that?
I think it was kind of all of us, because we had 7 of us in the group at that point. But Harry was like 15 and lived in Guernsey, so there was no chance he was moving in.
Mm.
Toby was at uni in Coventry. Vic, Josh, and JJ all moved in, and me. And then Ethan lived with his mum in Essex, and he was still going to school at that point.
Okay.
So it was kind of like everyone who could moved in, because one's in Guernsey, one's at uni, and one's at school.
Right.
So at that point, the 4 of us moved in, and it was kind of just a joint talk. Like we all just kind of went, like, how mad would it be if we all just moved in?
And someone said, yeah, you know what, Chuck, let's look into that.
I'd only met Vic and Josh like once or twice.
Okay.
And I was going to live with them for 2 years. Like, it was a bit of a risky one still.
Massive.
Yeah.
Because like, it's funny, you could actually be really close with someone, yeah, and then when you go on holiday with them, it's real different, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. You see a whole different side.
Different side. And it's weird that you could actually like not know you could know someone for a long time, go on holiday with them and realize I could never live with you ever.
Yeah. But
you could actually meet people that you don't know like that really, but you could actually live with them.
That's what I find it mad, because we lived together for 4 and a bit years. No serious arguments, which is so mad for 4 people that I knew JJ well. JJ knew Josh online. That's it, basically. Like we knew Vic well online, but not to the point of do you want to live together?
Mm-hmm.
And there was no arguments. No.
What were the obstacles though?
Finding a place was about it really, because Vic lived in Sheffield, so him moving down to London was a huge thing. Josh was going to uni at Ravensbourne.
Okay.
So he had to be near there. But me and JJ were just kind of like, whatever. It had to be big enough that I could still run JJ's clothing line out of it, and that was about it.
So there was actually no obstacles living together at all. Like,
not really. We were lucky enough to find a landlord that was happy to let to 22-year-olds or whatever it is, 23-year-olds, stuff like that. That's rare to find. He thought we were obviously going to be, you know, trying to tear up the house and stuff.
Of course.
But
yeah.
Luckily he was a DJ in London, so he understood it all. He was like, yeah, do what you want. I don't really care.
That's sick though.
Yeah.
That's sick. Like, obviously an amazing experience being able to do that and film some content with everyone, and also build your own, what you had at the time as well. And then, like, even just aside from that, just like building your friendship and stuff, right? Because naturally, the stronger your friendship is, the better the content that you go on to make, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we literally, because of that house, I mean, the other three as well who didn't live in the house, we were still talking to them every day. But because of that, I'd say that's why we kind of concreted up. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but we made the position we're in, kind of thing. It's because that house definitely helped.
Yeah.
It was always like a thing of like the Sidemen house. Yeah,
and now you're seeing quite a few people do that now. Content creators just kind of coming together and living together and sharing ideas and collaborating and whatnot, and even I feel like even in general now you see a lot of people collaborating, like a lot of like-minded people just like on the same page and collaborating and trying to do cross views and stuff like that, which I think is proper sick. See, like the ideas that you have, for filming, like who comes up with them? Who comes up with the Sidemen sort of like content, so to speak? We have a spreadsheet of everything, and we take it in turns to put 5 ideas down, and you have like a week to do it. Sick. But we'll normally, if someone says, oh, let's do, I don't know, let's freeze, just say, someone says, oh, let's do hide and seek, and we're like, okay, we're gonna do a hide and seek next week. We'll then sit in a call and go, okay, let's do it like this, we should have this, we should have this, we should have this. And then we have someone called Tanya who will go out and organize it and find the location and stuff. But one person each week takes the video. So the video we just did, for example, that went out, Harry took that, and he has to approve the location. If there's any extras that need sorted, like costumes. What do you mean by take? Like, so we'll agree on the video concept and idea, and then he'll be the one that approves the location. He has to make sure the edit is fine. He'll sort of thumbnail. Oh, okay. And we'll take it in turns. Yeah. So that's how we kind of. It is a group operation to. Is there ever one where you're like, where someone says, I don't really want to do that though? Oh yeah, quite a few times. Yeah. And then what happens then? Are you doing normally this, like? They kind of bully you into it, or yeah, or you try and find like a middle ground kind of thing. Yeah. Like anything to do with me and weights, I'm out. Yeah. Do you know what the maddest thing is, bro? You would actually look like, not like that, but you would look kind of good wham, though. I try, yeah, but it's long, isn't it? It's not. I can't. I go for like 2 weeks, and then don't do anything for a year. Yeah. I don't eat either. Don't you? Nah. I'll eat a lot in one go, and then that'll be my meal for the day. Oh my God. That's it. Yeah. I just can't. I get bored. Do you know, yeah, I guess you put all of your energy, all of your thought process and everything basically into filming. No food, no exercise really, unless it is part of the content. I know you play football. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I know you play football and you play at a decent... But again, football is running. That's just losing weight. Yeah, that's true. Like, that's what I enjoy. That's the other issue. I only enjoy running, football, cycling, anything that's losing weight. Lifting a dumbbell or whatever, like any of that. That ain't me. I can't do that. Myth. But the moments that you've had, even with like just the whole team and like, you know, doing the football stuff and whatnot. The first one that you did, that was a charity match in, where was it? Southampton, right? Was the first one, yeah. Like talk a little bit on that. Like that must have been such a surreal experience. It was for me, who wasn't like, I wouldn't have said I was a fan of you guys like that, yeah. But like watching the reach that you had. Do you know what I mean? I felt like for me anyway, or for people that were casually watching what was going on, was like a moment where it really genuinely showed the reach that you guys had.
That is, I'll still hold that as one of my best moments of my life, kind of thing. Because it was annoying though, because I don't know if did you see it online?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So I don't know if you can tell, only half the stadium is full.
Oh yeah.
The side the camera's on underneath isn't full. We're only allowed to sell half of it.
Yeah, I actually heard that as well. Why was that?
It was just the ground. Southampton just said like, we're capping it at 14. I don't think they thought we'd sell it.
Okay.
So, and we sold out in something like 18 hours or something like
what?
that. Yeah. It was like 14,000 people. It was insane. That's why we went somewhere else the next year. We went to Charlton and we sold 24.
Right.
And then we kept 3K for it. It's a 27,000.
And then you did another one.
We did another one, yeah, which didn't actually sell out.
But what was it? What stadium did you use for that
Charlton
one?
again.
Charlton again.
Yeah, which I don't know if it didn't sell out because people lost interest. It was the wrong time. I don't know.
Right.
Because we upped the YouTubers we got for that one. We got a bunch of American YouTubers involved as well and stuff like that. We thought, okay, this is huge, and then it didn't even. It almost sold out. It was like 21,000 or something like that.
Which is still, that's incredible, man. That's nuts. So what? Have you had a moment where you felt like where people lost a little bit of interest in what you guys was doing?
Yeah, it was that third. Well, when was? So we did a YouTube series like a year ago or a year and a half ago, something like that. I think it was like last year June or something like that. Before that, we were actually thinking, you know, how long is the Sidemen going to last? It's done, kind of thing. It was pretty much like, it was still a thing, but I mean, we didn't
individually, you were still.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You were all still flying, doing your thing, but you mean collectively as a group, it was like.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
But then we did this series, and YouTube said to us, okay, we want to do 7 episodes, and each episode's going to go up on your channel, like 1 episode per channel. And we said, no, we want to put it on our group channel. And they said, oh, that doesn't do well, so we're not doing that.
Right.
Because at this point, all we had done is like a couple montages and stuff like that got a couple 100,000 views.
Okay.
And then we said to them, okay, we'll make you a deal. We'll post every week up till the series, and then we can post it on there. And they were like, okay, we did that. Started posting every Sunday, and we were getting, 3 million views a video kind of thing. Then we posted that series, and that huge series that had celebrities and everything got less views than our series, like our Sundays. So we were like, why don't we just carry this on? This is bigger than all of us, kind of thing. And then that's why we carried on. But before that series, we had spoken about, like, let's just leave it, kind of thing. Let's just not end the Sidemen, but it's not a thing.
Yeah.
We don't have, we don't have a channel, we don't have this, we don't have this.
Yeah. So much using that. See, I would have thought that moment would have come, not just because like people may have lost interest in that point, but like as you start to get older, you just start to maybe just want some different things, innit? You might just start seeing things very differently. But that clearly hasn't happened.
Do you mean like the people in the group?
In the group.
Oh, okay. My bad. I just waffled for nothing.
No. That was still good though, because that still spoke to something about your fan base, essentially, or feeling like the fan base had lost interest. That's cool. But now going to you guys,
I mean, apart from that moment, I don't think anyone's lost interest, because everyone's seen that. So we have our main channel, we have our second channel, we have a Reacts channel, and our clothing, and all 4 of them are doing bigger than any of us, except probably JJ and his music.
Right.
So everyone puts that as their priority now, and everyone enjoys the shoots. Like it's ideas we want to do.
Yeah.
No one is our boss, kind of thing. No one goes, oh yeah, you got to do this tomorrow. You got to do this shoot. Everyone's like, oh, should we do this idea? Yeah, cool. All right, let's do this because it'll be funny.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel as well what would probably make it even more exciting to do is the fact that you guys are probably in a position where you're not like, there's nothing that can really, you're not limited to anything. You could kind of do anything. If you wanted to you have at the end of the day, yeah.
I'm waiting to hear an example of anything here. You got me like...
No, because you know what?
Gassed.
You probably could. Like, if you just decided one day, you know what, yeah? I'll tell you what, let's all stand in a group. All right, you can take this now, actually, now that I'm saying this. All stand around the table, yeah? Somebody has to pick out, I don't know, the short straw. Right, whoever picks out the short straw has got to go to space. You got to hit the company or whatever it is, yeah?
Yeah.
And then go to space. I can almost guarantee you the traction that you have, and the leverage that you've got. Could you imagine, bro?
There's so much riding on
You
on a
going into
straw.
space.
There's so much riding on that.
Right.
That's it.
Could you imagine that, bro? You go into space.
That would be mad.
For a month. Because how long does it take to get there? It only takes 20 minutes, right? It takes 20 minutes to get to space. How long does it take?
19 hours.
19 hours. Where did I get 20 minutes from?
20 minutes.
Alright, it takes 19 hours to get to space.
You go there
yeah?
for a couple days.
What? Exactly. A light weekend.
Yeah, that's all right.
Bro.
Go there on Friday, come back Monday.
Exactly. Nah, that weekend.
I don't think there's a company that would just let you, because isn't that the SpaceX thing?
I don't know. Tigo's the person for all
I don't know what that is. That it? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing trips into space,
Okay.
but it's not out. It's not a thing yet. Like, I don't think.
but it could be, like, forget whether it is a thing or not. This
I don't
is
think
about
we can-
leverage.
I don't think we can
Oh my
convince
God, I'm
people
gonna-
to send like 7 idiots into space. It's like, oh yeah, we'll give you a shout out. Come on, put us in space.
Oh, mate. If there's anyone that works for a space company or anyone's dad that
Space
does
company.
whatever, that does something for space, yeah, hit us in the comments right now. If you can make that happen, shout me and I'll shout them. Yeah, and then you can. Do you understand
You
what
want to be
I'm
a
saying?
special guest on that episode as well.
No. I'll A&R it. Like, I'll just be the guy that will just say, yeah, you know what? Like, I'll just set you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, tell
yeah.
you guys where you need to be at what time or whatever it may be. Do you number watch?
I used to. I don't anymore. I'm trying to get off everything.
Okay. Well, do you feel like number watching was important? Because okay, I'll ask you this, and I'll tell you why I'm bringing this up. Yeah. Do you feel like number watching was beneficial to you in the beginning in the process of growing your business? And the reason why I asked that is because I actually don't. I don't.
You don't think it's beneficial?
No.
Oh,
Not
you
that I
don't
don't think it's
number watch.
beneficial. I don't number
Okay.
watch. But with my own channel, the person that I have that like puts videos up and all of those type of things mainly kind of hits me like, oh, like this one did that and this one did whatever it is or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But more time I just don't really. But then sometimes I think, nah, hold on 1 second. Maybe I should to know what is doing what and what is doing and what is not so much connecting. But then at the same time, remember I had that question for you on what do you prefer or what is more important to you, the enjoyment side of it or what you feel connects. And that's why I feel like that all sort of ties in.
I did at the start. At the start, I'd say the first 4 years was every day I could tell you how many views every video was doing constantly. And that definitely helped because it would help. Like, I know YouTubers now that don't even know, how much they're earning, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's nuts.
Like, that's their job and they can't even, they don't know any of the back end stuff, which admittedly is good because it's also they keep the genuine side of just creating content for the fun of it. But it's also kind of, how can you not want to know everything about your job? You know what I mean? But yeah, that first 4 years, the issue is when it starts going down.
Right.
And you hit the pits. You're in the pits constantly. You see, they've added a thing now. I don't know if you've seen it. It tells you where your video is out of 10 for your last. So if I put a video out 2 hours later, I can see where it compares to the first 2 hours.
Oh yeah. I've noticed that recently. I noticed that.
That can ruin your day. If you see 10 out of 10, as in that's bad. It goes 1 out of 10 is the best. 10 out of 10 ruins your day.
Serious.
You're just saying like, I've just put out a stinker.
Yeah,
Put
yeah.
out, like, this video.
And you want to take it down.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah.
At what point in your career so far, because that don't happen now. I know you put out a video yesterday, 1 mil, like, but then again, 1 mil might not even bang. I remember watching what's his name? PewDiePie.
Yeah.
I say his name right, yeah. Boom. One video that I saw, he was like talking about, he was like a bit depressed because he was saying, "Raw, like I put out a video and it just got 3 mil."
Yeah, I saw that.
And
That's the shadow ban one.
Yeah. Like he was in absolute disarray. This brother put out a video and 3 mil, and he was like, yeah, like I just don't. Do you understand what I'm saying? And like, I guess it's in because no matter what you do, you almost set a standard for yourself, no matter what the number is. Do you get what I'm saying? And then when you start dipping beneath that, that's when it starts to tickle a tiny bit.
Yeah, it's literally all just relative to how you're doing at the time. Because one of my friends, Randolph, he was getting 20k views a video.
Is he the one that you do the podcast with?
Yeah. So he was doing 20k views a video. Then his Pokemon channel, he started, he got a pack off Logan Paul. I don't know if you ever saw.
I didn't see that.
So he did that, and now he gets 150k minimum a video. But if one of them does 100k,
he
he's
can't
annoyed.
believe it.
This was a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
He was getting 20k views, and now he's annoyed that it only gets 100k because it's all relative to him now.
How do you control that?
You can't. The only way is literally just to not look, not care. That's it. That's why I try my best not to look. The only one I look at is the Sidemen Sunday video we put out. I look at the next day. I'll look at where it is out of 10. And that's
is it because you know that bangs 100 million?
Because I look at it out of 10. So I look to see if it banged compared to the others. But that's mainly just because we all look at it and we all just kind of make a joke about it. Oh, okay. If it gets 10 out of 10, we're like, oh, Sidemen are over, etc. Stuff like that. That's just that. I don't look at my main channel because I know if I start doing something, if I put a lot of effort into a video and I enjoy it, and then it does badly, I won't want to do it again. So I just don't look. And I'm like, okay, cool. Leave it. Put it out. Don't look at YouTube.
Yeah, and then just see where it goes. And then ultimately, providing that you've enjoyed it, that's the most important thing. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
Because we had that period of there was like the diss track period.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw it.
Yeah, I did.
Everyone's channels banged.
Yeah.
And then couple months later, obviously everyone goes back to normality, right? And everyone's in the pits
because that's like the trending topic thing, isn't it? It's like usually that's what happens when, for example, say like Stormzy and Chip, when they start going at each other, everyone's content just lifts up,
for sure,
because the fans and people that are around, maybe not even just the fans, but people that are really intrigued just want to know what's going on, and the algorithms really start ticking. I know that when we have conversations about that, I just know without even looking that is a popular video. Do you know what I mean? Anyone that's beefing, or anyone that's in a relationship, if you discuss those type of things, then
100%.
It bangs. Even with the JJ and the fight, like talking about that, anyone that talked about it, literally, it was your like the percentage value in your content lifted.
Yeah, it's just people just love drama, which is kind of sad, but also if you can get some videos out of it, why not?
Yeah. But it's when you deep it though, when you actually really deep it, it's like a whole million, like just say one whole million views. Have you ever actually thought about that for a moment? Like, what is your highest video? Probably what, like 15 mil or 20 mil or something like that? Or have you got like 100 mil or something?
My diss track's on 62.
62
million. Yeah.
So 62 million, bro.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
I think about it when I see it in a stadium. That's the only time I think about it. I go to a football match and you see a whole stadium full and you're like, this is 70,000 people.
Right.
You're like, 10 times this stadium have watched my last video. That's mad. That's insane. Yeah, I have to see an amount of people to think of that, because I can't picture a million people.
No, I can't either.
To me, a million people is like, oh, how many people can you put in Leicester Square? Oh, that's a million people, but it's obviously not.
It's not.
That's why I need to see a stadium and know the number, or like a music.
How would you look at, like, how would you be able to work out
what a million people?
Like, how would you be able to? Yeah, let's just say if we tried to work that out. What would that be? Would that be, that's a lot of people, bro. Seriously, it's a lot of people. It's nuts. It's nuts. The world that we're in is just, it is crazy when I'm a person who I think a lot, and I do find myself going down a little rabbit hole sometimes, and I just ask all of these questions or whatnot, even just to myself, and like try to understand things that is difficult to understand. But I find it an interesting conversation, even just within itself. Just the thought of 1 million people, or 69 million, or 62, or 100 million, or whatever. It's like sometimes we just look at things as just a number, but behind the number is an action
Yeah.
that was done a certain amount of
That's
time.
what I mean. Like if you see someone now, someone on YouTube who gets 1,000 views, everyone will be like, okay, you got 1,000 views. This person got 10 million views. 1,000 people watching your videos.
Yeah,
That's mad.
yeah, that's still nuts. When you put that into perspective, that's still
Put
nuts.
1,000 people in front of you right now. That's
Yeah, exactly.
like-
I know, and just chat to them. Well, we're doing those things now anyway. With like, a lot of podcasters are prior to this whole situation, were booking venues and whatever, and like we'd done it, and it was nuts to just see that people just wanted to just come and see, just guys just having a conversation, innit?
Yeah, that's my nightmare.
Really, because you've got a podcast now, so maybe at one point, you've had your
Never.
podcast is like a couple years old now, right?
Yeah, but never live. Never.
Why not?
Never. That's my anything live.
Really?
Nightmare. Yeah. We've done at this stuff like Insomnia. You do like stage shows. You'll do a Q&A session on stage, or you'll play FIFA in front of everyone, etc. Those I hate them. I like doing them, but I hate the live side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the football matches.
Do you get like, obviously I don't want to make this deep or anything like that, but do you have like an element of social anxiety, like dealing with a lot of people? Like knowing that there's a lot of people watching you through a screen is different to knowing that there's like people have come to see you and the guys.
Yeah, it's more of like a letdown thing. Like I hate the thought of someone leaving wherever, not having a good time, if you know what I mean. So like the football matches and stuff, I'm like, oh, what if this is a really boring game, etc. Like the first game I threw up before it in the change room. Yeah, I went to the toilet and just threw up just before the first game, and it's just that is my nightmare, which ended up being a good game, but it was I hate it.
It's that thought of what if it's 0-0?
Yeah.
No shots on target.
Well, the second game was 2-0. First goal was like 5 minutes in, and the last goal was in the 92nd minute. So there was 80 minutes of just nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Which for a charity, like for a YouTuber game, you just want goals.
Yeah,
that's
course.
it.
Well, at the same time, it is a football match. At the same time, no, still.
Yeah, but no one there is a footballer.
Yeah, I hear that. You got quite a openish relationship kind of vibe in that as well.
Yeah, his title. His title.
Yeah. How do you find maneuvering in a relationship when it's like you have so much people wanting to be inside the business of you and Talia?
Yes.
Yeah. I know it's content, because I know you could do things like, what is it that people want to know about? Oh, yeah, when was the last time you went in the bedroom? And that's not what I'm saying.
I was like, where are you going? No, it's good. I mean, like, we get to make content together because obviously both of us are YouTubers. So it's sick because, if I was dating someone that wasn't on YouTube, I wouldn't be able to work with them as well as spend free time with them. So I can turn both into both, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But at the same time, everyone thinks they know us and they can ask us everything. Like they can literally, like we'll have, a random 12-year-old kid being like, oh, how does he do this?
Okay.
Sexually explicit act.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything. Yeah. And I'm kind of there like, is too mad.
How do they canoodle?
Yeah. I'm like, what? Why are you asking me this? What? No. What? Yeah, so that's the only thing I really don't like. And the other thing of, if she gets annoyed at something, it's instantly all over the internet and everyone started atting me, etc. and stuff. It's like, oh, it must be Simon. Simon's done this. And like one person could just go, oh, Simon cheated last week, and then everyone will go, did he? What? Talia, someone just said this.
And then they start connecting it with other YouTubers. I bet it was this guy.
Yeah.
I bet it was this girl. That must be jarring though.
Yeah. But I mean, ultimately, we both know YouTube and how YouTube is. So we both know, like, okay, if someone says something, I trust her over everyone online. So
all you guys anyway, man, are like super interesting characters. I feel like you've done so much for the community that you are involved in, and just changed the way that a lot of people film content and stuff. Yeah, we're looking at a lot of other YouTubers now that have sort of doing elements of what you have done, but then doing it in their own way, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Like, I honestly, bro, I love watching like Chunks and Philly,
They're
and also like, you know, the Beta Squad and that, like there's so many characters in that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like all of them sort of doing, you know, just flexing their personality in one way, shape, or form. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of people on the internet think that there's like some weird beef with Beta Squad and Sidemen, because obviously we do the same thing, kind of. Like, we're both a YouTube group. We make videos once a week. That's it. But we see it as like it's just friendly competition, because ultimately, the better they are, the better we have to be.
Right.
And I love all the people in Beta Squad, so. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I think
because you sometimes have little, just tiny jabs at each other.
Yeah, but it's obviously us mentioning them and them mentioning us. Ultimately, is just bringing more awareness to each other. So it's clearly not anything serious. I'm actually filming a video with them on Friday.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's so weird how people think that you can't like people that are competing with you. Is the other thing. So if you're, you know, if someone's getting similar views to you or someone's near your sub count, it's instantly a competition between you, but not a friendly one. Whereas ultimately it is a thing of those two people are pushing each other.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? As I said, now I'm back in the gaming thing a bit. I'm not really playing too online at the moment because I just know that I just feel in my heart that everyone is at an incredible level, and I'm just not even trying to I did put myself through it one time, where when I first started, I got on Gears of War, tried to do the training thing, went online, got absolutely smoked. I said, you know, I ain't doing that. Then I've done the COD, done
But a new one.
What's the new
Warzone?
Warzone.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Boom, so I'm on there now. I've done the training thing, whatever, and that, like the training thing, I immediately understood why people love this game.
Yeah.
So I'm in it now, whatever. Then I've jumped out the helicopter and that now, and then I didn't know what the hell was going on, and then I just got smoked bare times. And then, you know, it was a bit like you know, like how you like say that you start something and then you just like, char man, I'm not even on that, bro. I did all of that. In the end, I almost just turned the whole thing off, bro. I just thought, you know what? This thing ain't even for me. I don't even think it is for me. But then I found NBA, and then that was my thing.
Okay.
And then now I'm in the game. Do you know what I mean? I play FIFA now, but...
Yeah. See, that's the one thing about YouTube is I find people that are so good at the game that I can just hit them up and be like, you want to play COD? And they can just carry me the whole day.
Is it?
They're sick. Like, they're sick. Because before YouTube, I thought, you know, everyone does the same thing at FIFA, like, oh, I'm the best in my year, you know, I'm the best out of my friend group.
My little brother tries that all the time, and then my other brother who don't play FIFA went there and smoked him, and I said, you talking all of this stuff, but I don't understand how my other brother could come there and just smoke you like that.
That's what I mean. Everyone always says it, and then I remember thinking like, oh yeah, I'm one of the better ones in my group. Now I played a bunch of people who played it on YouTube, next level. Like they're all sick at the games they play. Like playing the first time I played COD with like Vicstar and Zerka, it was just, I was like, what is this? I've been used to playing with my mates who, you know, if you're using snipers only, you take 10 minutes to kill because you're all just jumping around. They hit every shot, and I'm like, what is this? I'm completely out of my depth. But now I just use them to carry me. So.
Yeah, I hear that, man. But I don't know, man. So what is your main game at the moment?
I don't know.
Tell me a shooting one or something like that.
I play a lot of COD actually. Like a lot of COD.
Cool. Well, at some point I'll go on. I'll practice a little bit and I'll come in. If I smoke
just multiplayer, just Cold War multiplayer.
My bro, listen, man. JD and the Duffle Band podcast. Thank you for coming through,
Thanks
my
for
bro.
having me, man.
Yeah, man. Love and guidance to you, and just all the best, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Love.
Peace.